Caty, how's it going? And how are you feeling after that big win in Newport? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm back home now for a couple days, so that's always great for me to kind of just reset, see my family, be with my dogs, and yeah, get ready to go back out there again.
So, Caty, I called the match when you played Iga on center court. You played so well the entire match, but particularly that first set. Take us through, because you were down early stages and you were not overwhelmed by Iga, you were not overwhelmed by the center court, and you really used, I think, your variation, your variety. Take us through that match and whether a match that was so close like that helped you gain that belief to maybe win the title in Newport.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I knew kind of looking at the draw, if I got through that first round, that I'd potentially be playing Iga. I've played Iga a couple times, once in juniors at the French Open, and then we played each other a couple years ago in Ostrava, which was an indoor WTA they used to have a couple years ago. I knew going into the match that Iga is obviously an amazing player, so I was going to have to just kind of go after my game, try to be aggressive, mix it up as much as possible on the grass. But I also knew I was going to be playing such a great girl. I think Iga, we get along so well. So I was just really looking forward to going out there and battling and just trying to enjoy every moment on that center court. I think walking away from it, I can really say that I relished every moment of it.
Oh.
And I think in the past, that's a great shot. In the I would have gotten, overwhelmed by the moment or the occasion. And I think just everything that I've gone through the last couple years has just allowed me to be a little bit more grateful for every moment I get. And not every day you get to go out and play a champion like Iga. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way I just competed the whole match. I tried to keep fighting, tried to keep mixing it up. She did a great job of raising her level in that second and third set. But I can walk away saying that every single point I was fighting, I was running down every ball. And yeah, I think it gives me a lot of confidence, and it did going into Newport. So.
Speaking of Newport, Caty, it's so good to see you again. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. I'm just like on the sideline following my friends on Instagram now. Obviously, I feel like your game is so suited for the grass. I've heard that the conditions in Newport can be a little bit tricky at the Tennis Hall of Fame. I've never been there or played that tournament, but talk to us a little bit about the grass there and what your run was like to the championship, and obviously beating Tatiana Maria in the final, a player who's had so much success on the grass as well. So what was that week like for you, and what were the conditions out there in Newport?
Yeah, I mean, it was a privilege to go play in Newport and, play women's professional tennis. I think they said the first time for 35 years. So what an honor that was to go play on those courts. I think from round one, I kind of had to be locked in. I played the #1 college tennis player, Vidmanova. So she's had a lot of success. I think she was on a 15-match win streak. So I knew from that first match I kind of needed to just be aggressive, try to get forward, mix in my slice, do all the things that I like to do on grass. And each match, I just kept fighting. I think one day we had to play two matches in one day. So I'm just happy with every match I was able to just keep fighting. And for sure, the conditions can be a little bit difficult in Newport. Obviously it being right on the water, it's a little bit windy. So that makes it even tougher. With the wind, you gotta get to the net, try to make your opponents pass you. And Tatiana's obviously such a great player. And in that first set, she was getting to the net first and being more aggressive. And I knew if I wanted to win that title, I had to be the one to just get to the net first. And that was kind of my mindset going into that second and third set. I was like, you got to get forward any opportunity you can and just continue to apply that pressure. And I was able to do that. So that was really special. And obviously she's a great player. She's had really good results on grass this year, but yeah, I'm super proud with the way I was able to just fight through that.
Caty, it's so fun to see you back out there, and then to see hardware in your hands is even more special. I remember it wasn't all that long ago that we were sitting in Cincinnati and you were trying to make the comeback. You were just getting over your injury. And now look at you winning matches, taking a set off Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. Where are your goals set at this exact moment, and where's your confidence level?
Yeah, I mean, for me, coming back, it's tough to say, I was expecting to win this 125. I was just looking to going in, getting more matches on grass. And, I think this year has been really positive because I've been able to kind of go down to the ITFs and build my match count back up. That's been huge. Playing these 50s, 75s, and winning 3, 4 matches a week, and then doing that 3 weeks in a row. I think a win's a win at that point, and training your body just to be match ready. And I think that's been huge, and it just gives you so much confidence, like I said. But yeah, definitely a year ago, I was barely serving. I was maybe serving 5 serves a day from the service line. So to see a year later that I'm able to go out there and play multiple matches in a day, and win a title like Newport just means so much. And I think it's just a testament to putting in the work every day and just trusting the process.
Yeah, telling the fans, I think it's important to tell them what you've gone through, Caty. You had the arm issue that you tried to conservatively deal with, and then eventually you had to have surgery from a surgeon down in Alabama. I did see you last Cincinnati, and you had a pretty large scar. It was, you were just maybe started hitting, but it was a long way to come back. So when I saw that you had to play 2 matches in one day, how is your arm feeling? And I have one more question.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you asked me a year ago, I would have been like, I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to play multiple days in a row. I was so worried that, I'm going to wake up the next day and I'm going to be too sore, too stiff to even play. And I think I've just been able to prove to myself through all these tournaments and every week, like, even last week, I just proved to myself again, like I can play 5 sets in one day. And it's little things like that that continue to give me a little bit of confidence. And yeah, the arm felt good. I mean, I'm traveling with a physio full time, so that's a massive part of it, is getting the treatment in between matches, and staying on top of little things each day for my shoulder and my wrist and just other parts that all affect the elbow. I think that's really played a massive part of it, and just staying as fit as possible. That's given me a lot of confidence, because even if I'm not playing my best tennis, I know that I can stay out there as long as I need to get the match done.
That's so important. Here we see your rehab and you getting stronger and stronger with each month that goes by. But Caty, if you can tell the viewers out there what it's like to come back tournament-wise with a protected ranking, how many you get, over what time frame, and then how many left you still have, how that kind of process works for the fans out there.
Yeah, so for protected ranking, I think it all depends on how long you're out for. So if you're out, you have to be out for at least 6 months, and you'll get 8 protected rankings, which is what I got, because when I first stopped was in August of 2023. That's when I first started having the issues. So I got 8. I got 8 protected rankings, and I used 2 right off the bat. When I came back in late January, early February of 24, I thought, my elbow was feeling good. I had done the conservative route. And, looking back, I wish I probably wouldn't have done that, but, you live and you learn. Probably shouldn't have used 2 protected rankings right off the bat with no matches. But, what did I know, thinking that my elbow was going to kind of fail me again. So then I went through the whole process again of getting the surgery, being out from March to November of 24. It doesn't restart the protected rankings. It's not like they add more on.
Yeah,
so
I was curious
from then
about
on, I had
that.
6.
That's interesting to know. So you just keep the 6 left when you come back again?
Yeah. Yeah, you just keep the 6 you have. It doesn't, even though I was out for another 6 months, you don't get any more added, which is a little bit tricky. It's a tricky situation, because sometimes you're like, well, how do you know if you're going to be ready unless you try it? So yeah, I had 6, and you get 2 Grand Slams. You can play 5 Masters 1000s with those, or you can play like 250s or 500s. So I've used my Grand Slams, and I have two protected rankings, or 3. I'll be using one in Montreal. I'll be applying for a wild card in Cincinnati, and then I'll be keeping one more protected, potentially to use it in the Asian swing, and then play a couple more events over there as well. But it's been great. You know, I'm continuing to build my ranking back up, and I think I'm at like 135.
That's
So
great.
I'm starting to be able to get myself into some more tournaments again off my own ranking. And yeah, hopefully, you know, I can be back in the top 100 by the end of the year. That's definitely a big goal.
Great job. 125 points is going to help, and it
No
sounds like
kidding.
you're managing those protected ranking tournaments. I just thought it was interesting for fans at home to know you can kind of pick and choose. So excellent job, Caty.
And Caty, you've gotten a chance to watch, I'm sure, a lot of tennis too from the sidelines. One of the first things I noticed after you won that title was Coco Gauff shouting you out on Instagram, giving you love. Obviously, a big relationship for you. But what's it been like just to see the success out of your American friends? Because it's been probably tough to sit on the sidelines, I'm sure, to watch all of this, but then to also know all of them so up close and personal and see the success out of the American women on the tennis circuit. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been extremely inspiring, I think. You know, obviously Maddie won Australia, Coco won French, Amanda being in the finals of Wimbledon. I think it just shows the depth of US tennis. And those are just three of the many, many girls that are, I think, in the top 100, top 50. I mean, there's just so many girls that are so good from the States. So I think if I had to say one word, it would just be inspiring. And for me, it's just continue to put your head down, keep working, and you know, I think eventually my time will come.
Caty, I think we can all agree that your time is definitely going to come. And even though you're inspired by some of the other players, I feel like a lot are inspired by you and your story as well, coming back from injury and having so much success so early on. So I just want to tell you we're all really proud of you and excited to see your success, and we continue to cheer for you. I'm just curious about how your schedule shifts now, because obviously you've had a lot of success in doubles as well, and coming back from the injury, does that affect how you look at your calendar going forward to preserve your arm and your body, or are you still planning on playing as much doubles as you did before?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, I think for me, it's week by week. You know, like for example, in Newport, you know, potentially I was gonna try to play doubles last minute, and then I was like, you know what, I think I just wanna focus on singles this week. And obviously that was a great decision because we had some rain delays, a day where matches got canceled for the whole day, and that would have ended up being, I think, 3 matches in a day. And I think at that point, that's, you know, maybe I can definitely do it. I know my body's capable of doing it, but I think every week I've got to be smart, continue to listen to my body. And I am planning on playing doubles in Montreal, Cincinnati, and US Open.
With
So,
who?
I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Four, I still have 4 doubles protected rankings left, which are separate than singles. So, and I have to use them by end of September. So I'm looking forward to playing some doubles in, you know, the U.S. swing.
Caty, who are you going to play doubles with there?
I'm gonna play with Maya Joint,
Nice.
young
Nice.
Australian girl.
Love that.
So I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to try to find someone that I could play, you know, a couple tournaments with, and not just, you know, go 1 week with one girl and then the next week with someone else. I wanted to try to build a little bit of chemistry with someone and see how we do, you know, after 3 tournaments. And obviously Maya's had great success on the tour, and yeah, really killing it. So, and she's a great competitor, which, you know, I'm really looking forward to playing with someone like that.
She just won
so,
Eastport.
Yeah, it'll be new and exciting.
Yeah, she just won Eastport.
Yeah.
Here's you with Haley Baptiste. Of course, you've had several different partners that you've been able to have success with on the doubles circuit, but Haley, another player that really has burst onto the singles scene as well recently. Obviously, your success with Coco is what I was alluding to earlier, but can you tell us a little bit about Haley Baptiste, because that's somebody recently we've seen do so well, especially on that clay court season. Throw your analyst hat on a little bit and tell us about her as a singles player.
Yeah, I love Haley. I mean, we're really good friends. I've known her since we were juniors, and she's always been extremely talented. I mean, Haley has all the shots in the book, and I think it was really only just a matter of time. I think she's playing with a lot of confidence. I think clay's always been a great surface for her. She can be extremely dangerous. You know, she has an unbelievable kick serve. It can set her up, you know, in the court with her forehand. I think she's just maybe starting to believe a little bit more that she belongs. And I would say that's the biggest thing is once you start tasting that success and doing well consistently week in and week out, you kind of start to believe a little bit more that, hey, like, I belong here. I can win these tournaments. I can go far in them. So if I had to say, I think Haley's always had the game. It's just kind of finding that consistency and yeah, that's what I would say.
Caty, putting your analyst hat on again, we just saw a picture of you winning the junior French with Iga Swiatek, and I believe that you beat her in the semifinals of the singles along the way before losing to Coco. So you've known Iga for a long, long time. You took Iga to 3 sets that second round. Did you see Iga winning the title? Did you think that her game had changed enough from where she had never been past the quarterfinals that she was going to win and beat Amanda 0-0?
Yeah, it's tough to say in that moment. You never know. You got to take it match by match in a Grand Slam. Anything can happen. And like you said, I think in the past maybe she thought, or other people said, maybe her game is not suited for grass. But boy, was she playing well. I mean, I think just watching a lot of the matches, she was serving extremely well, and that was really setting her up. I feel like she was just playing like really solid tennis to big targets, and that was huge. Like she was never going for anything crazy, but she was handling, shots that maybe in the past, like slices or shots where maybe she'd be a little bit uncomfortable pressing her forehand. I feel like she just did a really good job of staying calm and hitting to big targets, and she's so fit that she can get to every ball. I was really impressed. I mean, obviously, you never know what's going to happen in a final with nerves and everything. But I mean, credit to Iga. I mean, I think she kind of shut everyone up and told her, look, I can play on every surface. Like that was really incredible to watch her, honestly. And yeah, I mean, obviously very cool to, be able to have the opportunity to play her in that tournament. And, yeah,
Caty,
credit to her. I think she just did a great job.
We're so happy that you've been joining us. And before we completely let you go, since you are the Cincinnati superstar and will be in Cincinnati here in just a couple weeks, why don't you tell our viewers what makes that tournament so special coming from a local?
I would probably say the fan base is really special. That Midwest support, that Midwest feel. People love that tournament. Ever since I was a kid, people are traveling from all over the country, all over the Midwest to come watch. You can get so close to all the players, whereas maybe like US Open, you can't get as close. You can go to practice sessions, and on the outside courts, you don't even have to go to a big court to watch an unbelievable match. So I think that's what's really special about it. I'm just looking forward to, being in front of my friends and family again, and kind of just being able to play there after such a tough couple of years, and just play in front of the people that have stuck with me through everything. So
where are we making reservations, Caty? Where should we eat?
Oh gosh, there's a list of restaurants. I can give that to you. Yes. I can give that to you later on. But Cincinnati's I think people kind of not sure, but it's a pretty big foodie town. There's a lot of really, really good restaurants in Cincinnati. So I can start working on a list if you need that.
I know where we go for ice cream, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Graders.
Is
Oh yeah, Graders. For sure.
Caty, well, we're excited to celebrate with you with some Graders ice cream when we see you in Cincinnati, because we're so excited to see you back on tour. It's so fun to see you winning. Congratulations on Newport, and we can't wait to continue to watch you just rise in the rankings.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Great job, Caty.
Appreciate it.
Yay.
Thank you.